Hey guys, what's up? It's just Connor here. Hope you're having an amazing day as per usual. Now, as the title states, today we're going to be talking about the broke closer cycle, right? You're probably wondering what is that and how can I prevent myself from being in that cycle, right? Which most people would tend to think because no one wants to be broke, right? Or at least most people, right? I'm assuming if you watch this video, you probably don't want to be broke, right? So I coined this term and I put a bit of a label on it because I've noticed and observed this cycle happen with hundreds and thousands of sales reps in my experience over the past 4 or 5 plus years. Right, I've seen many people go through this cycle. I, in fact, myself have made the mistake of going through this cycle, and I want to prevent you going through that. Hence why I'm making this video. And sure, there are practical steps. The first step to anything in preventing any problems is self-awareness. So as long as you're aware and you catch yourself in the cycle, you can possibly prevent it, all the practical steps aside, okay? So let's go ahead and dive in. So the first step before even any of the stuff that I'm about to talk about here in a second is almost like a precursor to the whole cycle in general. Is what most marketers and gurus like to tell their students to do is they need to have hundreds of practice mock calls. They need to be solid sales reps before they even go out there and start applying in the marketplace. Guys, this makes logically zero sense, right? Even in the first place, you're going to struggle to find a role. Where you learn sales and become good at it is in the actual role, doing the thing in the trenches, right? And this is a lie that I got told for such a long time. I practiced for like 6 to 7 months before I got told I was ready to start applying for roles with a sales process that was relatively ineffective, one would say. In fact, most would say, right? Anyone who's good at sales would probably say the methods and the sales skills that I was learning were quite ineffective. They were old ways of thinking, old ways of sales before I found the right mentor, right? It's another video. We've talked about that before. But the problem is, a lot of these guys and gals, they're all taught that they need to practice hundreds of role play hours before they even start outreaching to clients. And then they get hit in the face with every business owner going like, I don't want to work with you. They ghost you. They don't respond to you because, again, you're all using the wrong strategy. But this is just what you've been taught, right? So that's the first thing. So don't get caught in that trap of like having to do mock calls and hundreds of mock calls before you start outreaching business owners. You learn on the job. You learn doing the stuff, right? Super key thing, a mistake that I made. I was taught by the wrong mentor, the wrong the guru, the marketers, right? Now, let's go through the broke closer cycle, okay? So the first step to this cycle is sending messages directly to business owners, right? Again, we've talked about this, guys. This strategy is no longer effective, right? Sending messages directly to business owners decreases your chances of an interview by 70 to 95%. We've talked about this, right? There was a study that was done by LinkedIn that 3,000 businesses were surveyed, and 75% of all employers hired through a trusted connection. The most desirable companies, it was 95%. So you drastically increases your odds of success here. And myself personally, I like to increase them, right? So if you are messaging business owners directly, what this does is, again, put you in opportunity for scams to happen, right? Maybe you've experienced this before. Maybe you're watching this video and you're just like, yes, I can relate to that. The reason I know this is because I teach people, and this is what they encounter when they use this specific type of strategy, which is aggressive, short-term, and is no longer as effective as it needs to be for a long-lasting, sustainable career in this industry, right? Which is messaging business owners directly. Just think about this, right? Why would a multi-millionaire or a very successful person respond to you when you have zero value to add to the marketplace? Why would they, right? Use your common sense, use your rational thinking. Why would somebody do that? It makes no sense. So that's the first step to the broke closer cycle, right? Sending messages back to seven-figure business owners trying to get an interview, right? Being a job applicant rather than a business owner, right? And being an offer owner. If you want the results that 10% of the industry are getting, you need to do what the 10% of industry are doing, not what the struggling 90% are doing as well, okay? Second step, they take an offer out of desperation and they don't know what to look for, all right? So what I mean by taking an offer out of desperation, well, I mean is because they're messaging business owners and they have someone that maybe says, hey man, I'll pay, if you pay me 3, 4, 5, 6 grand, I will guarantee you placement in a position. right? And as we all know, guaranteed placement is complete bullshit. It is a marketing tactic that are used to sell on young, impressionable people joining the industry and to prey on people who think that means guaranteed income, when in actual fact, it completely doesn't, right? Now, I know that, you may know that, but a lot of people watching this may not probably know that, right? And so guaranteed placement is a facade. It is not real. But anyways, you're going to take an offer out of desperation. Let's go back to that point. When you take an offer out of desperation, not out of choice, what do? You make bad decisions, right? You have a bad decision-making process, right? And so when you rush into things, which rushing into an offer into this industry is a number one factor as to why the offer is not going to be good for you, is because you don't vet it. And that's the next thing. You don't know how to vet these opportunities. You don't know what to ask. You don't know what to look for because you lack experience, right? You lack a good mentor. You lack someone who has been vetting offers for years, tell you what will make you money and what won't, right? That's the second step. Now, the third step is that you, of course, take the offer out of desperation, and then you work on it for weeks, months, even up to a year, because you hope and pray that it's going to work, it's going to eventually make the money that you want, but it never does. I have been in your position, my friend. I understand, I get it, I feel your pain, but this is why you need to have all the right skills, right? If you don't know what I'm talking about, go through and watch that through all the other videos on my YouTube channel, right? And so you work on it weeks, months, or even up to a year, not making the money that you want. You join the digital rat race. You go from a 9-to-5 rat race to a digital rat race, and you stay stuck, right? You're stuck in this offer. So what do? You get frustrated, you leave, and then you're back on the job hunt again, right? You become a job applicant. And then what happens? The cycle repeats itself, right? It's this same cycle that goes over and over and over again. And this is what I did for over a year and a half because I didn't know any better. So hopefully this can bring some self-awareness to what type of cycle you're in, right? You're in the broke closer cycle, right? And this happens all the time. I see this happen all the time. People who aren't inside my community don't have the right skills. They don't know what to do. They don't know where to turn because they're just following what the gurus in the markets told them. So it's not your fault if you're watching this, but you need to get the right skills and you need to learn from the right people, right? That's super, super important. Now, the reason why it's super important to be aware of this cycle is because, again, you will end up less than 5K a month, if that, joining the digital rat race again, making not nearly enough the money that you want to make. And like I spoke about in my previous video just here this week, is that, again, people get in this industry to unlock 3 things: geographical, financial, and time freedom. Most people only, if they're lucky, end up unlocking one, which is geographical freedom. The rest, they're on that hamster wheel, that broke closer hamster wheel. I'm not sure if I'll change the wording of the title of the video. Maybe the broke closer hamster wheel. I'm not too sure, but I think it's the broke closer cycle. It's what we're going to stick with. So pretty much all I'm saying is change your strategies. I'm not going to cover strategies inside this video. Just go look on the rest of my YouTube channel for all that type of good stuff. But this is something to be typically aware of, that if you are going through it, stop the cycle, get the right skills, make a change, because it's not going to get better. I'm telling you right now, it's not going to get better. It's just going to be a constant pushing shit uphill until you do something different. And we all know that saying from Einstein is doing the same thing that doesn't work and expecting different result is practically insanity, right? Probably botched that, but that's okay. You need to change your strategy. Otherwise, you're going to continue to get the same results. And there's too many closers out there. There's too many high-tier closers, too many setters. There's too many new salespeople trying to enter this industry, this market, who have such a high ego and don't listen to the videos that I'm putting out. And they just go, oh no, I'll just figure it out, man. Not true. Which is also another video I'll be posting this week with everything to do with ego. So hopefully you enjoyed today's video. Hopefully you got some insights, and hopefully you got some self-awareness to potentially the cycle that you're in, or that you might be able to, that you prevent yourself from entering into that cycle and that process. But yeah, guys, hope you're having an amazing week. And yeah, I'll see you in the next video.